Hi, and welcome back to 5 Minutes for Mom on Me and Baby E. I am so excited because last week I put up a blog post about how to make yourself look more awake and rested, even when you maybe only got those 4 hours of sleep we know we're all getting, with using some basic tricolor eye tips with your tricolor eye look. And you guys loved it. Thank you so much for visiting my blog, and thank you so much for watching my videos. But I realized that I bet there are a lot of you out there that don't wear eye makeup on a regular basis, or just don't even really like the look of eye colors. So I wanted to show you how you can get that same rested appearance, that same great rested look with just using natural contouring techniques, no bold colors need apply. So right now I have my foundation on with my Bobbi Brown corrector under my eyes to help with my eye circles, and I have highlighter applied right under the eye area. And you can click on the link below to see my video on how to apply foundation. So right now I have nothing on my eyes, and I have nothing on my eyebrows, lashes, nothing, just my foundation on. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you step by step how to use natural contouring techniques to give yourself a great eye look. And again, that's going to make you look more well-rested. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be highlighting the eye area, and then we're going to be changing where your natural crease appears to be, which is going to make your eyes look more open. So we'll start with highlighting the eye area. You can use a couple different methods here. You can use a powder highlighter, which comes in, just like a white eye color basically. But I'm going to use a highlighting pen, which is it's a liquid highlighter basically. This is just one of my favorite brands, Mary Kay, and this is their highlighting pen, but any liquid highlighter would be fine, because we really want to make sure that we're adding a lot of glow to that eye area, and like I said, widening that area up. And that's what a highlighter does. It just makes your eyes look wider. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your highlighter, and if you're using a liquid, just go ahead and put it on your finger first. Don't really apply it right away to that area. It's easier to judge how much you're using if you put it on your finger first. So I'm gonna put it on my finger, and then I'm just gonna take it and dab it right under my eyebrow. I'll use a little bit more. And if you're using a powder, you're gonna be using it in the same exact area, and you can use either your finger or a brush, whichever one you choose. And again, we're just gonna be widening that area with the highlighter. And this is the same highlighter that I have under my eyes as well. Okay, so we're just going to use that to brighten up your eye area. And then the next thing we're going to be doing is changing where that natural crease appears to be. So when you look at your eye, what you're going to do is you're going to see where your natural, so you open your eye like this and you see where your natural crease is, which for me is right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a beige color, so something that's around my skin tone. So I'm going to choose this one right there. And this brush here is actually a concealer brush, but I love to use it for this particular job because although an angle tip brush would work, I want that line to be a little thicker than that angle tip brush is going to give me. So I'm just going to put that powder on. You'll notice I often blow on my brushes before I put it on. It just helps to prevent loose powder from falling down on your face, which is actually pretty easy to get rid of. If you watch my tricolor eye look video on the link below, you can see how I easily get rid of powder that falls down on your face, but we're going for quick here, and so it's just easier to blow it out first. So I'm gonna find where my natural crease is, and then I'm just gonna go a little above it. And I'm gonna follow the same pattern of the crease, but I'm just drawing a line above with that powder. Okay, once you have that line in, I'm gonna add just a little bit more to it. Okay. So now if you look at this eye versus this eye, you can see that this one appears to be a little wider, a little more open. And that's because I've actually increased with just some simple contouring where my crease is. So when I open my eye, it looks as though it's more open. So you don't get that sort of, well, when you're not rested and your eyes start to droop a little bit. So we're just helping to make it look less droopy. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the next eye. And again, find where your crease is. And then just take that and go a little above it. And again, following that same exact curvature of your crease. as much as possible. And you'll notice when you do this that there's not a lot of symmetry with your eye shape. You'll see that, you know, there's obviously the eye shape is generally the same, but that the crease is different and everything else. So make sure that you follow the crease of each individual eye. All right, so that's gonna help our eyes look a little bit more open. And with that thicker brush, you get less of a definite sort of like sharp line and more of just a nice, gentle, casual, softer line. So it's a little less obvious too that you put anything on your eyes. It just looks like you clearly, obviously you get tons of sleep. Obviously your kids don't keep you up all night. All right, so after you do your, this crease look, you could stop here and just let it go, but I'm gonna show you how you can just up the ante a little bit more. And I'm gonna do that with a liner. When you're doing, again, you don't have to use a liner, but you can. So with your liner, what you wanna do, especially if you're going for a more wide awake look, is you wanna focus on doing the outside of your eye right here, and then really stopping about your pupil and then just smudging it into the middle. The reason you wanna do that is because if you line all the way over, that actually makes your eyes look closer together, which if you have wide set eyes, go for it. But if you have standard set eyes, as most people do, going all the way in, which you like you would with a smoky eye, it really draws your eyes in, and which is great if you're going for that bedroom eye look for a smoky eye, but we want that wide awake, you know, fresh as a daisy look. So what I'm gonna do is start with and I'm using a black eyeliner today, but use any color that you like. And I'm just gonna start on the outside. Do a little thicker on the outside, and then I'm going to smudge. So right where it's hitting the pupil, I'm just going to smudge it in a little bit so it doesn't get, so you don't have a line that just stops immediately, right? And then I'm just going to add on the end here a little upward tilt. So not like a wing, because again, we're going for a natural look. We don't want to have, we're not going for a dramatic liner look, but that little tilt upwards, it helps to fill out the lashes on the outer corner, which helps to make your eyes appear to go more up and less down. When you're tired, everything starts to droop, and what we want to do is just lift that up, and that's what we're doing with that little tilt on the end with the liner. So I'm going to do the same thing on this eye. So you can see here's the one with the liner, here's the one without, and you can see the lashes look a little bit fuller, the eyes appears to be tilted a little up. The same on this eye. So again, just focusing on the outside. And then we're going to smudge when we get to the middle. I'm just going to smudge that a little more. And then I'm just going to tilt it up a little at the end. And again, not going for that dramatic look where we're going to go all the way and do a big wing. We're just doing a little tilt at the end. Okay. And with liner, one of the best ways to make sure that you don't overdo it, just do a little bit at a time. Just do a little windshield, like I call them little windshield wiper motions, where you just sort of all over. And that really helps you to apply it without getting, you know, a really dark line that maybe you don't want right there. And it lets you apply it little by little, which especially with black is really good. And I'm just gonna fix a little smudging here because I realized I got some onto my lid, which isn't really all that good. Okay, and if that happens, like it has here, just take a clean finger and just smudge. Just undo that there. Okay, perfect. So now that we've got our liner on, the next step we're going to be doing is our lashes. Now when it comes to mascara, again, you don't have to wear it, obviously you can go without it, but it really does help to make your eyes bold and highlight that area. And I will tell you that as far as looking more awake and more rested, your cheeks aren't going to make you look more rested, your forehead's not going to make you look more rested, but your eyes definitely will. So highlighting that area and helping them to look more open and awake is definitely a good thing. So in order to do that, I'm going to use a eyelash curler. Now don't be scared of eyelash curlers. They're really not that terrifying. I know they kind of look a little bit like a torture device, but they're really actually not that bad. So when you're using a eyelash curler, rule of thumb, you're gonna put it on your lashes for 20 seconds and then immediately after apply your mascara. The reason you wanna do it immediately after is the mascara is going to help to hold that curl. So if you wait, so curl curl, and then do your mascara, you're gonna lose a little bit of that curl. So what you wanna do is just take your eyelash curler and place on your lashes and literally just hold it for 20 seconds. 6, 7, 8. So this week has been one of those weeks where I've definitely not gotten a whole ton of sleep. We are moving to Virginia, so we've been doing as much time as we can with friends in the area. So we've definitely been doing more outings and just hanging out with friends more than we usually do. So this was a good week for me to do this one because I have definitely not been getting as much sleep as I normally do. And as with all children, my daughter is well aware of the fact that, well, I don't know if she's actually aware of it, but she seems to be, that we go to bed later, which she in then turns tends to get up a little bit earlier. Thank you, baby E, we really appreciate that. So with the next eye, and there are so many things, you know, whether it's getting a lack of sleep or even with just if you're, you know, just not feeling that well. Allergy season, our eyes tend to get a little puffy, we tend to get a little bit just like feeling a little more tired and more run down. And this is just a great way to do that with a natural look without having to apply, you know, a ton of makeup. And like I said, I know there are probably those of you out there that don't really like to wear makeup or just really prefer a more natural look. And especially with spring and summer coming, you know, we're going to be outside more. We're going to be doing more things that, you know, the beach and just spending more time outdoors. Winter is great for heavy eye looks, but in the summer, it's definitely good to have that light, airy feel, and this is something that will give you that. So after we've done our lashes, so curling, and done our mascara, the last step is going to be our eyebrows. And your brows are the frame of your face. It's really, really important that you highlight your eyebrows in some way, shape, or form. So mine are not done right now, and they don't look terrible, but they could definitely use some highlighting because, again, they're the frame of your face. And like we were talking about before, you know, your cheeks aren't going to make you look more well-rested, but your eyes will. So we really want to highlight that area. So with your eyebrows, there's a couple different options. You can use a pencil or you can use an eyebrow brush. So this is an eyebrow brush, and it looks just like an angle tip brush, but the brushes themselves, the bristles, are just a little bit harder. I'm going to use a pencil today, and I'm going to do that because if you don't have anything that you're using currently on your eyebrows, then a pencil is probably the easiest thing to just go out and get. And I was going to use a pencil, but I apparently don't have it in front of me, so instead we're going to use the brush. Sorry guys. So, and in fact, it's pretty much the same exact technique, except you're using a pencil instead of a brush. So when you're using an eyebrow brush, there's so many different browns here that you can choose from in different palettes. You don't need to get something that's specifically for eyebrows. Just get a brown that generally matches the color of your eyebrows that you want to go for. And actually, the nice thing about using like a powder versus a brush is that if you are changing your hair color, going lighter or darker, you can easily change your eyebrows with just getting a different brown. So you're going to start, and the angle part always goes away, so away from you. So all you're going to do is just take that and just fill in your eyebrows with that powder using your brush. You really want to make sure that you're not putting anything where there isn't hair. So don't make an eyebrow. Just fill in where you already have eyebrow hairs. If you're looking to grow your brows a little bit more full, they might look a little wonky for a bit because you're not going to be filling in where there isn't hair, but eyebrow hairs grow pretty quickly. And next week, I'm actually going to be doing a video on eyebrows because they are the frame of your face. And I really do think that if you're just looking for like a dash out the door, got to get somewhere quick, throwing on a little bit of eyebrow powder and some mascara, you look polished, you look ready to go, and you just look like, you know, you're ready for the day. So I'm going to use a brow gel next, which if you don't have a brow gel, it's the same thing as a clear mascara. And the reason I love brow gel is because, you know, when you, at the end of the day, you get like eyebrow hair number 64 that's all sort of wonky sticking up, this helps prevent that. So applying it's really simple. You just pull the hairs up and then lay them back down flat. And pull them up and then lay them back down flat. Okay. So that's your brow gel. And if you want to, the other thing that you can do to really help highlight that eye area, and especially to make your eyes look a little bit wider and more awake, is to add a little pop of beige in the corner. So this is a crease brush, and I'm just gonna choose, this is a nice little light beige here, so I'm just gonna choose that. And I'm gonna go in the corners of my eye and just add a little pop of beige there. Okay, so now here are my eyes. Now that I've applied that one little line of that beige eye color a little above my crease, which again, you could totally stop there, that's fine. But I've added to that a black liner with a little wing at the end, curled my lashes, applied mascara, highlighted my brows, and applied a little bit of beige in the corner. And that's a pretty easy way to, and again, choose whatever steps you want to do, but the most important one is highlighting that brow area and then doing that line right above your crease. That's an easy way to just do some natural contouring, make you look more awake and more rested without using any bold eye colors. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.